Hey, day 21 of my GaryVee 12 and a half book push-up challenge. So this is day 21 out of 55 days. I got up this morning. I did some things I needed to do. I was up late last night. I did not work last night, but I worked. I was up until about 5 in the morning. Then I went to sleep until 10. And then I did my exercise, my cold shower and all that stuff. Now I'm getting ready to go to work. It's about an hour away before I leave, and I realized I hadn't made my video yet and I hadn't done my push-ups. So I kind of have a full stomach now. I have no idea if I'm going to throw up or be able to do this, but I kind of mix things up all the time to do things a little differently. And I'm only going to probably be able to do one video. I did one video yesterday too. So that's 32, not very many, but at least it's not the worst. That's 56. I don't want to get too much. 31 or 2 push-ups and 36 of the opposite. 1, 2. That helps so I don't pant. Now, I do those push-ups. I'm trying to get to 55 days, through 55 days. And see how many push-ups I can do at the end of 55 days. GaryVee said to go onto the internet and YouTube and research. I don't know why I'm so winded. Maybe I ate. That's why. Anyway, he says go on YouTube and see the best form on how to do push-ups. And what I found from Athlete X was to do push-ups, not as many push-ups as you can do, like 100 push-ups a day. He says, don't do 100 push-ups a day. He says, do sets of push-ups, like 20 sets or 30 sets of push-ups. And he says, go until you're 80% or I think 2 or 3 push-ups away from failure, and practice that every day in sets. And then at the end of whatever time you want, then practice and see how many you can do in one setting. Well, he also showed that you can do an exercise which works the opposite muscles, like strengthens the muscles back here, and that was the exercise I just did. And there's really no resistance against that. It's just the weight of your own body. And so I don't know how perfect I'm doing them and what I need to do. But what I did is I'm getting up to 55. I do 55 of those because there's no really resistance. It's just a matter of arching, and it's more isometric maybe. I don't know. But when I lay on my stomach, I sometimes feel the muscles grind and grump, and anyway, it's uncomfortable. And also, as Tom Bilyeu says, someone else I'm following, because I want to learn better, I want to grow. I want to physically get better, and I also want to overcome some things that have always bothered me my whole life, like learning how to read better, faster. I didn't learn to read until I was in my 30s, but I want to read quicker, faster, because I read so slow. And I want to learn how to spell. And I also want to be able to write and take better notes, and I would like to be able to type fast. So with all that being said, I'm really way behind on all those things. And so Tom Bilyeu says what you have to do is you have to get good at those things that are holding you back so you can. If I get good at these things, that'll give me confidence, first of all, but it'll also make my life so much better in business, and when I start a business online, if I decide to act again, or if I want to direct, or if I want to write a play, or just make little YouTube videos, or set up a YouTube channel. All these things will be better if I can read and process information, which I can't right now. It drives me crazy. And I have a big mess of a house because I have papers scattered all over the place, and I write notes on different pieces of paper, so I'm trying to organize that. Anyway, that being said, I'm using GaryVee's book, 12 and a half, to work through the frustration, the aggravation, the problem, and the weakness that I have in myself. And I don't tolerate weakness, and I didn't feel like doing the exercises the other day. Today I ate, and this is the first time I ever did this exercise here after I ate. And if you notice, maybe, I don't know, you can't hear the noises in my head. You can't hear the voices in my head. But every time I do something like this, I have this voice in my head say, okay, you did one, that's enough. Okay, we did two, okay, we're doing 20, stop. And it's like, fuck. So when I finally get to 50, and I got to 51 the other day, I went to 56, 57 of doing those arch backs. I have a tendency to want to stop at 50. But I force myself to go 5 because if I don't feel like doing it, I make sure that if I can possibly get to the end, for some reason my brain says, oh, you can't make it, it hurts too bad. But when I finally see that I am going to make it, I push myself just a little bit more to punish myself for saying those things, for that voice in my head that says that. And I try to do it regardless of what that voice says. Even this morning, I got up to take the cold shower. The voice in my head was, oh, well, we don't want to do this. And it's like, fuck you. We're going to do it. Sometimes I have to jump in the shower and sing. Sometimes I can just quietly get into it and just mindfully meditate. I always try to live in the present moment when I'm taking a cold shower. I always try to think of gratitude and something I'm appreciative for. But sometimes it's just so bitchy and weak that I gotta sing. And I'll sing something like some Frank Sinatra tune, like That's Life, or My Way, or then I do Lancelot's soliloquy when he first comes into Camelot. So I sing those things, and those are kind of powerful songs to get you going and moving. So that's what I do. But today, I just did my exercises quietly while you watched, and I punished myself by doing just 5 more. 50 is the minimum. 50 is the minimum that I'm going to do as far as those arch backs, and I am doing at least 30 now push-ups. And when I did number 15 on those push-ups, I thought, oh, I can't go any further. You know, your mind says that. You be the bitch of your own mind if you're not careful. If I'm not careful. Anyway, I'm rambling, but that's my day. That's what I've got going on. I'm still praying for my niece. I have no idea how her mom's doing. No news is good news at this point. She's not saying that she needs more help or that her mom's really sick or taking a turn for the worst, I think she would tell me. We just have to be patient and let her body heal. And then once she gets better, they may move her to a better facility that's more capable of helping her in her care. And so I haven't heard about that yet. So apparently they're not moved her, nothing's happened. And if something bad happened, she'd say, pray harder. So she's been good about that. So it's just my job to keep the faith, to pray. And I'm going to go to work tonight, so I'm going to be up all night. So I'm going to be on prayer duty every time when I get at work. Now, because I read this book, every time when I come across a frustration, anything that bothers me, or why this fucking had to break, or why, whatever my mind does, whatever I do, whenever I start to do that, I just take a breath, stand back, and think, okay, this is happening for me. And also, I have a lot to be grateful for. And also, I'm now in the present moment. And when I'm in the present moment, I've got to pray for my niece's mom, because she's fighting for her life. And hopefully she gets a second chance, because she didn't live this life, you know, eating the way we all eat and not exercising. And she didn't just decide one day, hey, I'm going to be live this life and pay the consequences. She had no idea what the consequences were. This was the only life she knew, and this is what her parents did. And her parents died early, and she's buried 2 husbands. So obviously anyone would think, well, gee, anyone would take a hint. No, you don't take a hint. You don't know the correlation. So anyway, if she does heal and get better, maybe I can share with her what I've learned in my journey as far as work and health and mental fitness and all that stuff. But again, I've been able to be aware and get more self-awareness by the help of this book, 12 and a half. It's a great book. They are free. Tons of people bought them. So you read this book and implement it. Implement this book. Anyway, that's all I got going. God bless you all. And Bob out.